We have a panel discussion tonight, guys. It's, I forgot what it's called. Fueling Small Business Growth, Resources That Work. And we have an esteemed panel of panelists. And Hoz, our local Hello Henderson host, an Agile expert. If you guys know about Agile, he's the guy to speak to. Hoz is going to moderate tonight, so hopefully you'll keep these guys in order. So I'm going to hand it over to you, Hoz.
All right, we're on. Hello, Henderson.
Woo!
Come on, you can. Drinks are flowing, food is sitting. Let's go. Come on. All right. Please help me welcome our esteemed panelists. We'll start off with Mr. Scott Mulrath, the president of the Chambers of Commerce of Henderson. Big round of applause.
By the way, I just wanted to say, if you guys aren't members of the Chamber, you need to be.
Yes.
Okay? Henderson Chamber of Commerce is the best Chamber of Commerce in the country. Okay? I've experienced them all over the country, and trust me, they really are. They really do what they say and say what they do. Okay? So thank you, Scott, for your support. Thank you.
All right,
okay.
Thank you. Next, we have Mr. Tom Nicholas II from Nevada State University. We had a little joke about this earlier on the podcast. If you're not following the podcast, shame on you, because we have a lot of fun on there. Give him a big round of applause, everybody, please.
And I have to thank Tom as well, because Tom and Nevada State University are also sponsors and supporters of Launch Lab, and they're providing us with a Canvas platform. And actually both Scott, Tom, and Hoz are board members of Innovation Henderson. So, okay, public, it's fine, it's public information, so thank you. Go on, carry on.
Thank you. All right, our next panelist, Ms. Diana Mitrovic from the U.S. Department of Commerce. Thank you, welcome to the stage. And last but certainly not least, someone who I just became very good friends with over the last couple of weeks, Ms. Ikram Mansouri of Atlas. Welcome to the stage. Representing small business, we're growing. All right, so we're here to talk about small business. We're here to talk about opportunities for small business. This is a room full of small business owners and founders, right? So let's talk about what does small business in Henderson actually look like? Not a press release, not what it looks like on paper, not what people want to see on the newspaper or a headline. To you, from your own mouth, what does small business look like in Henderson?
I'll go first. I'm holding the mic. So, hey, good evening, everybody. Thanks for coming out tonight. Small business in Henderson. It's our chamber, we have over 2,200 members, and we actually have more members in Las Vegas than we do in Henderson, which I'm very proud of. That shows what we do. We do it well. But small business, there's lots of definitions of small business, but in the chamber, in our organization, 80% of our members are 20 employees or less. And in our metrics, we renew our members at about an 81% rate. And that number's been staying consistent. We've seen a little softness out in the marketplace in the last few months because there's a few headwinds out there, to be sure. But mostly from the chamber perspective, it's mom and pop businesses, and we have a lot of them, as I mentioned, at 2,200. But it's people like you. So yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Well, I think in Henderson, like everywhere in every region, the small businesses are really the backbone of economic development. At Nevada State University, what we try and do is help businesses grow, small business grow, by helping their people grow. I'm the director of workforce development, so what we do is training programs, and so we're pretty well connected. So if you have an issue, we can get you in touch with the chamber, we can get you in touch with Innovation Henderson, we can get you in touch with different people and different resources, and I think that's what's great about our ecosystem here, is it's very well connected.
Thank you, Tom. It is very well connected indeed, and happy National Small Business Month. Happy also Economic Development Week we had, and we had Export Week and World Trade Month, and also happy Eid Mubarak to everybody who is celebrating tonight. So I'm so happy to be here, like my first time at the Tech Alley Henderson. I've been going to the Tech Alley downtown, so I'm like half of a week. We are here at Heritage Park, Aventura, Capriola with our kids playing soccer, so I said we have to move moved to Henderson as well.
Yeah.
Henderson, we have like lots of clients from Henderson, and those are all small businesses, sometimes like one-man band, and they are selling internationally, and they're finding their partners and distributors worldwide, and that's where our U.S. Department of Commerce is helping them. So that's 98% of our clients are small businesses.
Thank you. And Ikram, you represent small business, so.
Absolutely. I think America runs on small business, not Dunkin' Donut, okay? And so the small business owners, I want to emphasize that because that's who make it run. It's your average Joe and Jane. It's the man and woman to your right, to your left. You are builders, creators, amazing mother, brother, sister, grandpa, grandma, all of those. So, and that's why I love to say that we certainly, America, including Henderson, runs on small business. And I'll leave it at that.
Excellent. Thank you so much, y'all.
Add one more thing.
Absolutely.
So, when you think about small business, it is a very diverse community. Most people don't realize that UNLV is like one of the top 3 diverse higher ed institutions in the country. The small business community, I mean, look around the room here today, right? I mean, look at the diversity in the room, the type of people here, the demographic, the age, and the industry represented. It's really impressive. And that is it's not like that everywhere. So I think diversity is fundamental and key to the success of our ecosystem here as well.
I'd like to add something as well. So this small business is the reason why my family is in the United States. Like 8 years ago, we got the green card at the lottery. And my husband said that he wanted to be an entrepreneur and not some like regional director for several countries in Europe. So we moved from Slovenia to Vegas just because of that, those opportunities that you do not have in other states.
Excellent. Thank you all so much. Appreciate that. Let's talk about what is the single biggest barrier stopping small businesses from growing. You all come from different backgrounds, whether it's chambers, it's Nevada State Workforce Development, government officials, small business yourself that's growing. How about now?
Yeah.
Okay. So what's stopping small businesses from growing?
Yeah, what we see when it comes, for example, to the international investors coming into the US, they are saying education, workforce, talent, but I do know that Henderson has the best schools, right? Even CCSD, not to even mention like other schools. So that's what I hear from, that's the challenge here, talent, education.
Well, to kind of address some of that, the talent pipeline, I think some of the challenges are that they don't know where to engage, right? They need to engage the ecosystem early, communicate often. There's a lot of groups in town that have different small businesses and business industries come in, they talk about what their needs are, and then they can come and engage us. And we're a pretty tight-knit community in workforce development, whether it be UNLV, CSN, Nevada State University, or even some of the other groups that are out there. You know, we know each other and we're not afraid to make referrals. If I can't help you, I want to give you a warm handoff to someone who can do that.
So I'm going to touch on that real quick because we talked about it on the podcast for a second. So one of the things that you said on the podcast, I want to be the call you make before the last call.
Well, I want to be the last call you make, but I don't want to be. But if I can't be the last call you make, I want to be the next to the last call you could make. So I don't want to just say, hey, why don't you try calling Stefan over at CSN? What I want to say is I'm going to call Stefan, and hopefully we can have a conversation to see if they're what you need. If not, I'll call Nicole over at UNLV and see if they have something that'll help with your needs. Because we don't want to just send you around the system trying to figure things out. And if it's something else, we have a lot of connections. We can find you, if it's capital, we know people who understand capital. If it's the chambers, we know people who understand the chambers. So, you know, that's what I mean by,
right.
If not the last call, the next to the last call.
So this question is for all of you. How do small business owners know that? Who's responsible for providing the information to the small business owners to let them know, hey, give us a call first before you close shop or make another decision?
Well, this ties back to the previous question, right? I think one of the barriers to growth is often a small business owner, an entrepreneur, doesn't seek out mentorship. And we all have a lot of pride as business owners. We think we know best, but it's super difficult. I mean, it is so hard to start a small business, run a small business. That's what the chamber is. I mean, when we when we turned around the chamber from 15 years ago, we had 600 members, we had a team of 3, and we had a $500,000 budget. And we have since grown to a $3 million budget, over 2,200 members, and we have a team of 15 now. But you have to be willing to check your ego and find a resource, find a mentor to lean into and help you shorten your learning curve. Because you don't want to learn losing your own money all the time. You need help. You want to lean in on others' expertise, and that is something that the chamber can be very effective in helping align and point you in the right direction.
To second that, I think it is. Just engage the ecosystem before you're in crisis, right? Get in there, engage with the chambers, go to these kind of events like we're at today, so that when you have a question, when you know what your pain points are, you can start asking around, start finding out who can help me with these pain points.
Yeah, and I think we are really a unique community because it's a rare thing that you have a president of a chamber. For example, in foreign government settings, like you cannot have that kind of access. Like they are not approachable. Like they are not going to be talking to you. They're going to send you to 10 of their admins, right? And here you can have the access to mayor, to councilwoman, and really big shout out also to councilwoman Monica Larson, who came to my church event at the Serbian church in Vegas. Like nobody from the Vegas officials were not there, except for Nevada's lieutenant governor, but Henderson councilwoman showed up, and it speaks a lot like how we are really a connected community and how you can get those answers. And now, of course, everything is easier with AI, but just like be open and be vulnerable as well to share what's bothering you. It's maybe some other people around the table are also sharing the same common issue. And they say also like a federal government, usually they take something from you, but we have amazing resources with the U.S. Department of Commerce and the Select USA program. Like you can be mentors to some international founders. You can participate in those big events that are happening annually in Maryland. You can have access to all the information where the new funding is coming from, what the priorities would be, and it's easy. Like I love referring mentors from Nevada to go over there and represent our state.
Excellent.
Thank you.
From a startup and business perspective, the first question on what stops businesses or small businesses specifically from growing. There's a laundry list of things. It could be money, it could be manpower, it could be metrics, it could be your business model. The list goes on. Many small businesses would say that if I have capital, it'll solve all of my problems. And that isn't necessarily true. So deploying your support ecosystem, there's an amazing panel here and around the room. And if you don't have a solid ecosystem or you haven't tapped into it, I encourage you to. You do not get what you don't ask for. There is, coming from California, being in Nevada for the past 4 years, my kids go to school here and so on. I have grown to be so fond of this state, and also at the level of support that the individuals show at every government level, local all the way to the state, and then all the other initiatives and innovations. It's beyond amazing. And if you go in and work the room, network, and so on, your network is your net worth. You will get that funding. You will figure out your bottlenecks, your issues, and grow slowly. And my favorite, there's 2 things I would say. So what is the simplest way of doing this? So design thinking, again, thank God for AI and technology and so on. Look this stuff up, right? Silicon Valley methodologies and all these things. And second, my second favorite statement, aside from what's the easiest way to do this, I ask this several times a day, is Well, I forgot that second part, but come back to me. But,
Well, while you think about the second part, you kind of
toddler mom here.
you kind of stole my segue question. It was for you directly, Ikram, but I'm going to ask it anyway, see if there's any different answer.
Fantastic.
What did you wish existed when you were starting out that somebody's probably struggling from this right now?
I've been in the startup and venture ecosystem for the past 20 years. And I've been on the side of supporting these startups, tens of thousands of them. The last 8 years of that has been very specific in the veteran and military spouse space, national defense, and so on. Personally, I wish learning sooner. It's like, like if I had known this in my 20s or my early 20s, again, like the support ecosystem, it took me a while, a few years to get comfortable to start asking for mentors. So I have some billionaires who are like amazing mentors of mine, and one just reached out yesterday out of the blue. He's like, "Hey, just checking on you. I haven't heard from you. Like, do you have time tomorrow at 6 a.m.?" I'm like, "Yeah, I do. Of course I do." He's like, "I'm walking at 6 a.m., but call me." So I had to set my alarm. So I think it's just part of that tapping into the ecosystem, the support specifically. I don't need to know all the answers. I don't have all the answers. And so going to people and being receptive, because a lot of times I'm like, no, my way, like, you just don't get it. You don't get it. And this you don't get it part brought up the idea, the second idea that I wanted to share. While we don't want you closing shop, I think it's extremely important to be objective about the business. And if you need to pivot because you're like, well, I really wanted it to be A, but B is bringing in the money, but no, we need A to work. So be receptive to pivoting. And I'll stop right there. I could talk forever.
And maybe we also do not share those success stories well enough. I do remember one international startup relocating here, and they were going around and shopping different chambers, value proposition, and I referred them to the Henderson chamber. And I'm not saying this because we are in Henderson, but these guys were so happy with the connection and the real help that they got. So it's not that really somebody's just selling them sponsorship package for one event or I don't even know what, or going to events. They were really responding to that startup request like 100%. In between like my roles here, in between state and the federal government, when I started my own small business, I realized how much it's easy to do things here compared to many other countries abroad, right? So we should really leverage that. And I know we all work hard, but really like ask for help and you're gonna get it.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because I lived across a few states. I'm sure some of us have. Oh, I'm about to fall off the stage. Okay.
I should have said.
I should have said. What do you? Would you agree that not just Nevada but also in Henderson, it's a lot easier to get in contact with those government resources to help you to where you need to be successful? Easier than others, easier than California. I lived in California.
Yeah.
Easier than New York for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Like Congress people, Senate people are not going to be showing up for your events. And here, I remember last year in May, Lieutenant Governor showed up on Saturday morning at the soccer field at KZ, and he was presenting certificates to every single girl over there, little like 9-year-old girls. So those things that you have like mayors showing up and supporting and answering your emails, I don't think that anybody, like I cover like 4 states as well, like rural Hawaii, rural Southern California, rural Arizona. We cannot, even like federal government cannot set up some meetings with these government people in some states. Yeah. We are recording this.
You can erase that, right?
And it's more than that because it's not just localized. You go to some events and you'll have 3 mayors show up. You'll have councilmen from all over. On occasion, you'll have our state assembly people, our state senators. So it's a really connected ecosystem.
Excellent. So let me ask a question about grants and programs that come with paperwork and timeline. You can answer it if you want to, Tom. So what do you tell business owners who needed this help 6 months ago?
What type of help are we talking about?
Grants, filling out the right paperwork.
It's never too late.
Okay.
You know, my advice is like, if it's too difficult to fix it, just start a new one. Things are, again, what is the simplest way of doing this? It's so much simpler than what you think. I know that there are government sites and so on, and you could like go through like Silverfume is pretty straightforward. But if you need some hand holding, you can do it from the comfort of your house. And I'll share some examples, but I do want to ensure that you're aware of all the innovation opportunities and hubs that all of Nevada and Clark County, Henderson, and so on can offer. But also like you can, as simple as you can incorporate, you can do all your legal stuff, you can, for less than $500 on Stripe. I don't know that anybody knows Stripe has a startup that you don't need to go through an accelerator or anything like that, but it just tracks everything for you. It's done in less than 2 days. You are compliant, you are this, you are that. The same goes with, I've been having some of the best, and I've been pleasantly surprised by the SBA. They've upped their, I'm like, whoa, SBA is calling every day. This is phenomenal. And like other startups I'm supporting or on the board, I'm like, wow, this is new experience. That's phenomenal. You can pick up the phone and call these entities, these agencies must respond to you and must interact with you, must answer your questions.
Yeah, they're regular people. I know my husband has a trucking industry business, and he hates paperwork, bureaucracy. So whenever he needs to call the IRS, I'm there. And these people are normal people who are gonna be happy to respond to your request and tell you how to do things. Or I also remember, like, you know, having some CPAs. He had CPAs who didn't want to file something because they are not part of their job. Like, and then said, okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to fill out that paper and mail it. I didn't even need a CPA to do that. So there are many things that you can do on your own. Or, for example, when I was managing a federal grant while working for the Governor's Office of Economic Development, it was one international grant, but you could do the trade shows here in town. You could maybe translate your website or do many things. Like, companies do not have time to fill out all the paperwork, and they need like direct guidelines. Hey, I need this, I need that, I need this quarterly report. So you just have to be there for them and help them.
Excellent. Right. Scott, I want to start with you with the next question. Is Henderson keeping up with its own growth right now when it comes to small business support?
Yeah, I mean, as a community it is, but when you talk about growth in the small business community, that really goes back to the business owner. I mean, there are so many resources available. I mean, Henderson itself, great jurisdiction, well-planned, great park system. It's got all kinds of things going for it. Vote yes on question 1, by the way, if you haven't yet. Look it up and review that. And we're not the city. I always have to clarify that. The chamber is not the city. We are 100% membership driven. So if what we were doing in the marketplace didn't matter or we weren't good at it, I wouldn't be sitting here. But we have over 2,200 members that believe in what we do. So when you talk about resources, we have an event every 3 business days. The chamber is doing something. We do something in the evening, in the morning, at lunch. We do luncheons, breakfast events, panels, workshops. A lot of those things you would expect a chamber does. We do a lot of things that I think are a bit unorthodox and really do support the business community in different ways. We have the longest running business incubator in the state of Nevada, just right down the street, right here in the redevelopment district. It's full right now. Brandon's business is in there, so it's called Launchpad. We have an array of grant funds that are available for startup companies that help offset the rent for veteran-owned and some minority-owned businesses. There are so many things that the chamber does, and we offer so many different, just a myriad of programming, because look, networking is not easy. A lot of these things are not easy. As a business owner, you have to navigate That's why it's so, our portfolio is so diverse of things to help a business owner navigate the landscape that is Southern Nevada.
Sorry to butt in, but I want to add something to what everyone's saying. So a couple of people have mentioned to me tonight that they didn't think Henderson's accessible, and they've had problems connecting with people. And I think the panel is explaining the exact opposite here, and I will tell you what it takes, okay? You have to participate. You have to go to the events. People have to see your face. They have to see you supporting them, okay? It's not a one-way street. It has to be a two-way street. But let me tell you, in less than 2 years, we have a foundation. We have the president of the Henderson Chamber on our board, right? And some other great board members as well, because we participate, because we're involved in the community. You can't just expect people to come to you and give. You have to give yourself to receive, okay? So being at events like this is great, it's a starting point, but then you have to really become part of the community. You have to help other members of the community. Then people say, oh, Shaq's a great go-to person. It happens to be a great go-to person because he's a go-ed anyway. But I mean, once you do something for one person, then your name gets talked about. You're part of the discussion, and then people get to know who you are. All right. So don't ever think that it's just going to happen for you. You have to put the work in. But when you put the work in, as Deanna, Tom, Scott, and Ikram have said, this community will make it happen for you because we do have the resources here. Sorry to butt in. Just want to make that point.
Excellent. Well, she just ran through the rest of my questions, so it's okay. I will leave you all with one question and then see if we can open it to some public questions. One specific action every business owner needs in this room to do by Friday. What is it?
How many of you use AI to any capacity? Fantastic. Of you that have raised your hands, I know some of you are doing the technical shenanigans, which is fantastic. How many of you are just like the chat, like Chat GPT is your new Google?
Socializing with it, talking to it.
So for those of you who are doing that, I challenge you to take it to the next level. So once you take it to the next level, you unlock this parallel world of wow. And you regain some of your things. So one of my, I'm a professor, so I keep saying, one of my favorite statements, so I tell this all the time, if AI can do it better, you should let AI do it, because AI will be accurate and so on. And I know some people are concerned about compliance and hallucination, but you take that into a factor and deploy certain guardrails with that. And then you reallocate the human resources and let humans do what humans do best. Go close deals, go build relationships. And my challenge for you by Friday is to do more with AI.
Great. Excellent.
Yeah. This is a great point. So Friday is tomorrow, right? Or tonight?
Is it?
Yeah. So I would
After tomorrow.
2 days. We got 2 days. 2 days. Yeah.
It's 2
Today's
days.
Wednesday.
In 2 days. Yeah, right. I also thought it was
That's how long we've
Thursday,
been
yeah. Exactly. So in 2 days. So I would encourage you to do something for yourselves, something about self-care. Also, we need to congratulate all the parents and grandparents and cousins and friends who were taking kids to school and back, like doing all of those drop-offs and pickups. So end of school year, so do something nice for yourself by Friday.
I like that one. I like it. Yeah.
I'll stay in the workforce development, talent development pool, because that's where my thing is. I think maybe 3 things. One is think about a skill that you or your team might need. Figure out what that is. And to kind of go with what Akran said, what is something you're doing as a founder or a leader that you shouldn't be doing? Correct. That you can either give to AI or have someone upskilled so they can do that work for you, so you can go out and do the real work. And then finally, think of some connection you need to make. We've been talking about that all day. Think about what kind of connection you need to make, and then take the time to make that connection, and then act on that list.
Join the Henderson Chamber.
There you go.
I'm serious. I believe in what we do. We talk about access, our organization. We do it right. I believe what Lorraine said. I think we're the best chamber of commerce in the country. I believe that. So we want to help you. It doesn't come easy. You got to engage. You got to be a part. But if you stick it out and you're consistent, you got to be consistent. It will work. So I do want to shout out Don Greening right there. Don, wave your hand. Don's on our membership team, so talk to Don, buy her on Friday, and or myself, and we'll be glad to help you out.
Excellent, excellent. Do we have time for any questions?
questions.
Do we have any questions from the audience?
Wow. You guys answered all that questions?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Dawn has a question.
It better not be for me, so I don't know. All right.
Can you touch a little bit on employee envy being a resource for the individuals here, the grants that they're able to get?
Yeah, I can talk a little about it. I'm not as familiar with what the grants are. That's one of those times when I would reach out and I would talk to Cherie.
All right.
Over there.
Cherie, come on up. Come on.
You can answer that, or
Cherie, my guest co-host for the evening, ladies and gentlemen. Come on up. Let's give her a round of applause.
So Hoz, this is an example of a warm handoff. The last, I can't answer your question, but I'll be the last person to.
There you go.
Hi, everyone. My name is Cherie Mantanotnia, and I am a Strategic Initiatives Manager for Workforce Connections. So if you're not familiar, going back to the employee MV question, Workforce Connections is the Southern Nevada Workforce Development Board. And so it's federally mandated that there's these funds called WIOA and a bunch of stuff that help job seekers find jobs, get supportive services, get trained in order to find jobs with any of your businesses. And so we have these mandated American job centers across the country, and each region carries their own, right? And so ours are branded the Employee NV system. So the Employee NV hubs, we have for job seekers specifically, we have for businesses specifically. Within the business hub, we have a bunch of resources that we can offer from federal. I'm out of breath. Oh my God. Just give me a second. Hold on.
You're doing great.
Hold on.
You're doing great.
You would think I have stairs in my house. You would think that I'd be fine, but I'm not. I'm old. So we have resources that span. Sometimes it's a $10,000 grant for upskilling your current employees. Sometimes that's a $10,000 grant that is meant for bringing in WEX, so work experience. If you're not really sure if you want to hire that person, that can help cover some of the risk of trying out somebody, seeing if they're a fit for you, if you're a fit for them. It's both sides, right? On the job training, and we also work with all of the other state departments, K through 12, post-secondary. I mean, we're in the middle of all of the conversation, so it's our job and the focus of the industry sector partnership, which is the department that I sort of oversee, to hear the needs of the business community. If there's skills gaps with talent, if there is policy or legislation that's either going to help you or hurt you, I can't advocate for you, but I can put you in front of a group that can advocate for you, like the chambers. And so it's my job to sort of be that voice for you. So there's a bunch of different resources that we have, and please reach out, look at the Employee NV Business Hub, and yeah, that's an additional set of resources out there for you. So,
All right.
Are we good?
Yeah, we're good. Anybody have any questions about that?
We got
All right.
AJ over there.
AJ, yes.
So for those that are getting started, they have their LLCs, they've got their EIN, their business bank account, all of that. They're growing, but they are not in the position, they don't have the infrastructure to have an employee.
Mm-hmm.
So they aren't able to take advantage of upscaling or up-training one of their employees. Which program might be good for them?
So we've been talking about that a lot, especially, I'm sure you're familiar in the creative spaces. So when you start a business and you're a sole proprietor, you may not have an unemployment account. You're not paying payroll because you're doing an owner's draw. And so those resources typically are meant to support employees. And so we can either walk you through that process of what that might look like for you to restructure just so you can take advantage of other resources. Sometimes that means that we can go back to the state and go, hey, we have somebody who has a legitimate business, they're a sole proprietor, they need to upskill themselves so that way they can make room for employees, and that way they can grow their business to be able to, move into that next space. So we understand that, and it's kind of a gray area, but I definitely have a ton of businesses that were sole proprietors that have received resources, and we've helped them grow from that phase on to the next phase.
Wonderful. All right.
Bye, guys.
Thank you, AJ. Thank you. Thank you, Sherry. Thank you. And folks, thank you so much for being part of the panel. Scott, Tom, Diana, Ikram, thank you so much. We appreciate you. Make sure you connect with them.
Sherry, connect with Brandon. There you go, she's doing it. Sorry, okay, thank you, Ikram, Diana, Tom, and Scott. Give everyone a round of applause again, please, guys. Thank you so much. What a great panel. And thank you for sticking around, by the way.